What's up, YouTube? It's your boy G Money, aka the Echelon Don, and I'm my brother's keeper. Yes, I am. And this is another episode of Sidewalk Talk. I had plans this summer of me and my son taking road trips. Jumping in the car and just driving, just going wherever, just filling up the car with all the stuff we needed for the road, snacks, stuff like that, and all of that, and just hitting the road and just going out and just adventuring, seeing different things. Maybe stopping somewhere and camping out, in the cabin somewhere, or doing all types. I just really had that idea that I wanted to get out and just be out on the road. But with the stuff going on lately, with the war getting more and more intense, and thinking about these sleeper cells and things that I'm hearing about, that from the border being open for the last 4 years, and just not knowing what could actually happen here on the homeland. If are they, is it people posted up right now waiting for the green light, waiting for the cue to do something major? You know, you we really gotta people. I don't know if people are taking this as serious as it needs to be taken, man. I would hate to be out on the road somewhere way away from home, traveling, with my son, and then the shit just pops off, and I'm somewhere that I'm not familiar where I'm at. You know, so now I gotta really think about, you know, is it the right time to be talking about trying to get on the road and travel? I don't know. You know, I'd like to be prepared. I always try to be prepared and ready for whatever. But sometimes this right now, this situation is definitely something that nobody can be absolutely prepared for, because you just don't know when, where, or what is going to happen, if anything happens. But I do believe something is going to happen. I do believe something is going to happen that's going to probably involve a lot of fire trucks, ambulances, and police to be involved. And I think that's when all hell's gonna break loose, because then, with the police and fire trucks and the ambulances all having to put their attention on whatever the case may be or whatever's happening, that's going to give the criminals the opportunity to go out in the streets and freelance and do whatever the hell it is they feel like they need to try to do while the police are occupied. And that's when all hell gonna break loose, because it's not gonna be, people that are and I hope it's still not people that's watching my channel that are in this situation. But if you're watching my channel and you still haven't went and got yourself a firearm or something to protect yourself and your family with, I don't know what you're waiting on, because if you're depending on 911 to save you and your family, 911 is going to be busy in the streets with all multiple calls and multiple things that they're going to be running around trying to do. Not only that, but they're going to be worried about making sure that their family's safe. So you're going to get a lot of busy signals and answering machines when you dial 911 when shit pop off. So if you don't have something to protect yourself and your family with, I don't know what you're waiting for. You need to stop watching this video right now and get to the gun store. Um, Shit is getting real, y'all. Shit is getting real. Every day it's getting closer and closer to this shit is starting to look like it's about to like literally about to be the purge. Like the movie. Like this shit is the streets it's about to be chaotic. Once again, I still see on YouTube channels with people talking about civil war, um, race wars, um, and I'm starting to see this race wars, these race war videos a lot, and I'm seeing it a lot from white people. But what they're doing is they're acting like, well, I'm not gonna say all of them. Some of them are just saying they think a race war might pop off, but there are some videos where there's people saying the blacks are waiting for a race war, or the blacks are ready to go to war with the whites. And listen, man, this one dude kills me because he gets on there telling his audience this shit on a regular, and he's getting all his information from his one black friend. He has one black friend that he claims is well connected in the streets. And this black friend lets him know that the black community is riled up and they're ready to go to war with white people. Now, in reality, the black community is fed up with a lot of shit, but the real thing that black people are tired of is they're tired of the injustice of things that's been happening with police officers getting away with murders and all types of shit and nothing happening. That's what black people are getting tired of. Um and so you just seen the incident where the black guy, his son was murdered, and I think the next day he went out and ran over a police officer with a car or something like that. That's from some people are getting fed up with the injustice that's going on. They tried to say that his son had a gun in his hand, but when they show the videotape, there's no proof of a gun being in his son's hand. So people are getting fed up with people making shit up and getting off and getting found not guilty. There was some officers that were supposed to be transferring another inmate from one facility to another. They got him in a room and beat this man to death. One of the officers didn't have forgot to turn off his camera and got it all on camera. They took turns beating this man in a room with nurses and people in there laughing and joking while they were beating this man to death. He was handcuffed and they beat him to death on videotape. And these people are still getting they're getting bail. They're getting bail. They get to go home and be with their family and wait trial and all this shit. But it's other people, of the black community that have certain things going on, and they won't even hesitate. They won't give them bail at all. We're watching you murder somebody on videotape, and you're still talking about, well, it has to be investigated. Well, what has to be investigated? Everybody eyes seen the same thing. Everybody just saw y'all beat this man so he was unconscious and no longer moving, and he died. What is it to investigate? That's murder. What I don't understand it. So that's what black people are getting tired of. The injustice. Everybody's looking at the same thing, but for some reason you have to do an investigation. What is there to investigate if we all watch this man get murdered on camera? So as far as black people wanting a race war, no, black people want equality. You know what I'm saying? And it's getting to the point where if we can't get equality or justice, then what else is there? What other option is there but to take it to the street and give and respond? An eye for an eye, retaliate, because that's the only way people seem to understand that you're getting tired of this shit. You know, how many people are we just gonna allow y'all to keep killing, and all we're gonna do is march? And marching is not doing shit for us. So what other options do you give us? You know, but I'm not sitting up here saying that we're waiting for a race war. I'm just saying what I'm observing on the internet. What I'm seeing on the internet. I'm seeing nothing but talks of violence, man. You know, and everybody is pretty much saying the same shit. You know, they a civil war or just riots in the streets, mayhem. You know, and it look like that's where it's headed to. It really do. And like I said, and if there's any sleeper cells posted up waiting to do attacks, that's what's gonna set off the entire thing. That's what's gonna set it off. And be prepared for blackouts. Be prepared for the power to go down. I would suggest, I can't speak for everybody, but I wouldn't have my money sitting in the bank all like that. If you need to be able to get something, if you need to be able to get something from the stores, you better go get it and get it now and do what you need to do, because it might be a situation where you might not be able to get any money out of a bank, well, due to power outages or whatever. And then shit, if it's mayhem in the streets the way I'm thinking it might be, money in the bank ain't gonna do nothing for you anyway, because people gonna be rioting and looting and all types of shit. So money probably won't even matter at that point, you know. But I would say, man, I would keep a full tank of gas. I would try to keep a full tank of gas every day in my car, because we just don't know when it's gonna pop off, what's gonna pop off, and if you're gonna need to get in your car and leave. You just don't know. The city is gonna be obviously just fucking crazy. And everywhere in the world where there's a city, where the city is at, it's going to be chaos in every city. The city is going to be mayhem, you know, and it's just going to spread out. So I would just, I would definitely be prepared, man. You know, I wish I had more magazines right now so I could just load up all of them. I would have all my mags. I do have all my mags loaded, but I wish I had more mags to load up just in case, you know, because man, like I said, I wish I had the guns that I really said I wanted, like a AR or something, you know, something, because all I got is handguns, you know what I'm saying, but it's better than nothing, you know, it's better than nothing. But right now, like I said, man, this is not a good time or place to be just depending on 911 to save you. You have to be able to be your first line of defense. You have to, because by the time it take a police officer to get to the scene to help you with all this stuff going on, everything will be done and over with. You'll be dead. Everybody in your house will be dead, waiting for the police, and they still might never show up because there's too much shit going on. How many calls that's gonna be ringing, and people calling the police because this is going on, that's going on. They might never even get to your call, to what's going on at your location. So, man, people, man, just be prepared, man, because at any right now it could happen right now while I'm making this video. The shit could pop off. We don't know. That's how close we are to this shit happening, that we just don't know. So, man, get the stuff you need if you don't have it, man. Especially stuff for your house, toilet paper, all the type of stuff. You know, toilet paper, canned goods, stuff that you can eat without having to use the stove or the microwave, or stuff that you might not have to refrigerate. You know, try to get something that you can eat on just to make it through. Water, definitely want to get your water right. You know, so I don't want to make this video longer than I have to, man. But I'm just saying, man, get prepared, man, because we right now it look like we full speed headed into the shit. Real talk. Um, like I said, I'm definitely rethinking my little wanting to take road trip right now, because I don't want to get caught out on the road with my son and shit pops off and get crazy. And I'm awake, you know what I'm saying? I'm somewhere in another city that I'm not familiar with. So this was just another video, man, to give y'all a heads up, man. I know y'all done seen it just like I done seen it. Y'all know what's going on, just like I know what's going on. I just want y'all to know, man. Don't depend on 911. Depend on yourself, man. Come up with a game plan. Come up with a strategy or something, so that y'all not caught off guard when the shit pop off. It's your boy G Money, aka the Echelon Don, and my brother's keeper. Yes, I am. And this is another episode of Sidewalk Talk. God bless y'all, man. Be safe out there. I'm out.